You ever get amazed by how much we know about, like, the moon's surface?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Then you realize we've barely scratched the surface of our own oceans. Kind of mind-blowing, right?
Totally.
Oh.
I mean, the ocean is like this massive, unexplored frontier right here on Earth.
Right. It's wild. And that's actually what we're diving into today, ocean exploration.
Oh, cool.
We found this super interesting episode of a Spanish podcast. It's called Unknown Depths, Exploring the Oceans.
Okay.
And it's all about, well, the mysteries of the deep.
I love that kind of stuff. You know, the whole sense of adventure, discovering the unknown.
Me too. And this podcast really gets into it. So we figured, why not share some of the coolest insights with you?
Awesome.
Consider it like a highlight reel of why ocean exploration even matters, the crazy challenges, the tech they use. It's going to be good.
I'm in.
But I know what you might be thinking. Why should I even care about what's happening thousands of feet below sea level?
Right. Like out of sight, out of mind.
Exactly. But here's the thing, and this blew my mind when I heard it on the podcast. Over 80% of the ocean is unexplored.
Seriously.
Seriously, it's like having a whole hidden continent on Earth just waiting to be discovered.
That's insane. What could be down there?
Who knows? Untapped resources, new life forms.
Totally. New ecosystems,
Oh.
maybe even clues about how our planet works.
Absolutely. The possibilities are endless. And speaking of endless, let's be real, exploring the ocean, not exactly a walk on the beach.
Yeah, it's definitely not for the faint of heart.
No kidding. I mean, what makes the ocean such a tough nut to crack? What makes it harder than exploring land or even space?
Well, honestly,
Ah.
it's the pressure. No, seriously, that's like the biggest hurdle.
Hmm.
The deeper you go, the more water is on top of you, right?
Right.
So the weight, the pressure, it's just unimaginable.
Starting to feel claustrophobic just thinking about it.
Sure. And the podcast, they were talking about the Mariana Trench,
Yeah.
the deepest part of the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
At the bottom, the pressure is over 1,000 times stronger than at the surface.
They'd be like, pancake down there. Flat as.
Pretty much.
So how in the world do scientists even begin to explore places like that? What kind of tech can handle that kind of pressure?
It's pretty amazing what they've come up with. Sonar, for one. It's like their way of seeing the ocean floor without actually seeing it, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Like using sound waves.
Exactly. They bounce sound waves off the ocean floor, mountains, valleys, shipwrecks, you name it, and then analyze the echoes to create a map.
So it's like giving the ocean floor, what, an ultrasound?
Haha, yeah, something like that.
That's pretty wild. So sonar helps them map out the terrain down there.
Not just the terrain, they can also tell what kind of material it is, like mud or rock. It's like piecing together a giant puzzle just from sound.
That's incredible. But what about actually seeing what's down there? Not just the shapes, but the actual creatures and stuff.
Well, that's where those ROVs I mentioned come in.
The remotely operated vehicles. Okay, yeah, those sounded pretty cool. How do they work?
Think of it like an underwater drone.
Okay.
But instead of flying around taking pictures, it's diving down thousands of feet with cameras and lights.
Wow, that's amazing. And they can handle the pressure down there?
Oh yeah, that's the whole point. They're unmanned, so they can go to depths that would crush a human no problem.
So they're like our eyes and ears in the deep sea.
More like eyes and hands. They have robotic arms to collect samples too.
Oh, right. They can actually bring stuff back up for scientists to study. That's so cool. But what about, actually getting humans down there? Is that even possible?
It is. It's all thanks to manned submersibles.
Like those little submarines you see in documentaries?
Exactly. The podcast mentioned this one called the Trieste. Back in 1960, it was the first to reach the very bottom of the Mariana Trench.
Wow, that's got to be a wild ride.
I can't even imagine.
But I bet those old school submersibles were pretty cramped, right? Like, not exactly a luxury cruise to the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, for sure. Technology's come a long way since then. They've got much better navigation, communication. Some even have living quarters for extended missions.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's like a whole underwater apartment.
That's amazing. So we've got sonar to map the ocean floor, ROVs to be our underwater eyes and hands, and submersibles to actually take humans down there? What else is there?
Well, there's some really exciting stuff happening with AI and ocean exploration. Like, that's a total game changer.
AI, like artificial intelligence, how does that even work underwater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like taking those ROVs we were talking about, but making them even smarter. Now we're talking autonomous underwater drones.
Autonomous. So they're not controlled remotely.
Nope, they operate completely on their own. They can stay down there for months at a time, gathering data.
Hold on, months? Without any human input? How is that even possible?
Artificial intelligence. They use AI to navigate, make decisions, even learn from the data they collect. It's pretty mind-blowing.
So they're like little underwater explorers just roaming the ocean and making discoveries. That sounds like something out of a movie. What kind of stuff are they finding?
All sorts of things. They're helping us study climate change, for one.
Really? How so?
Well, they can track ocean currents, measure water temperature, all those things that affect our climate.
Oh, wow. So they're giving us a much better understanding of how our planet works.
Exactly. And it's not just about climate change. These AI drones are helping us discover new marine life,
Hmm.
map the ocean floor in incredible detail, even find shipwrecks.
Shipwrecks, really, like sunken treasure and everything.
Maybe, you never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're able to locate and even explore shipwrecks that have been lost for centuries. It's pretty
Yeah.
incredible.
It's amazing to think how much we're still learning about the ocean. At the beginning, we talked about how we know more about the surface of the moon than we do about our own oceans.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
But with all these incredible advancements, sonar, ROVs, AI drones, it feels like we're finally starting to uncover the secrets of the deep.
We really are. It's such an exciting time for ocean exploration. Who knows what we'll discover next?
Exactly. There could be a whole other world down there just waiting to be found. Well, folks, that's our deep dive into the world of ocean exploration.
A world full of wonder and mystery.
It makes you realize just how much there still is to explore right here on our own planet.
Absolutely.
So until next time, keep looking down with curiosity. You never know what you might discover.